Hey, what is up everybody? How are you guys doing? Thanks for checking out Bluefoot Homestead. I do appreciate it. Any support for the channel would be awesome. Likes, shares, subscribe. If you like the content, that'd be cool. Definitely getting railed by Google. So anyway, thanks for coming and checking out this video. I want to talk about SHTF and shopping. So there's a lot of people out there that say absolutely don't go out when the panic shopping starts. I say, yeah, do it. I'm going to plan to do it because there's certain things that I would like to get at the very last minute. If you don't want to do it, that's cool. All up to you. But a couple ideas maybe to put on your list that you might want to do. And I would suggest putting a list together so you don't have to think about it. You can just run in, grab stuff, get out of the way of crazy people and get out of harm's way. So first off, I would like to suggest ammo. Guns and ammo. Hopefully by now you have whatever protection you're going to need. But if looting starts, if any sort of civil unrest starts, gun stores are probably going to get looted. The criminals are going to be some of the best armed people. They're going to clean out the guns, they're going to clean out the ammo. Even in a Walmart or something like that, ammo is going to disappear. So if you can get in, you can get some ammo. If your store sells ammo, if they just sell shotgun shells and you happen to have a shotgun, grab what you can. But definitely get to a Bass Pro Shops, something like that, and stock up on some ammo. Ammo's expensive. I get it. I've been slowly adding to my supply, but it'd be good to get some. Another thing could be a car battery. They're probably going to disappear. People are going to be thinking about a source of power. I'd imagine that AutoZones, O'Reilly's, Advanced Auto Parts, all these used auto parts are probably going to get looted. Things might disappear. So definitely if you can grab a battery or two batteries, again, they're expensive, but that is something that's on my list. So another thing, food-wise, for me at least, because I am not keeping it in the freezer, is flour. Now flour goes bad. I deemed a bag bad. I had a 25-pound bag. I barely got into it. I have about 3/4 of it left. And it started getting a little bit funky. So that one's done. I had to break open another bag. So flour isn't going to last forever. Definitely. It's one to pick up. Get yourself a good big bag. If you do have the means to freeze it, keep it in the freezer. Fortunately, my freezers are completely packed full of good scrumptious animal, and I tend to keep it that way. So I will take the chance on flour, even though it's going to be a big necessity in SHTF. Grid down, cyber attacks, whatever happens. If we're not able to run out to your nearest Burger King to get dinner, you're going to have to bake some bread. And you're going to go through a lot of flour, even with pasta and stuff like that. There's tons of uses for flour. Make sure you're stocked up on flour. Make sure you do a last minute run to be able to get some flour. Another thing in typical grocery stores, Walmart, something like that, might not be sought after very much. I noticed during the pandemic and stuff like that, it wasn't really sought after and didn't end up getting dialed back. But this is something that can happen with supply chain. This is something that can happen in any SHTF scenario that you want to throw out there. Is going to be fresh food. Meat is going to disappear. If you can get some meat, get some meat. If you need it, I would say stock up on it now. Have a nice full freezer full of meat. But vegetables. Most people are not going to be running to the vegetable department. But it is going to be something that you're going to wish you had if you don't have it anymore. At least for me. I like vegetables. It's a good way to get nutrition, vitamins, all that good stuff. I feel like a a kindergarten teacher saying you should eat your vegetables, but you should. You should definitely eat your vegetables. On that note, two things. Don't waste your time with iceberg lettuce and stuff like that unless you really want to get it. If you're going to be getting greens, especially leafy greens, get colored greens, color, not collared, and dark green. Your spinach, broccoli rabe, broccoli, radicchio, things like that. That's going to give you the biggest punch of nutrition out of really any of it. But most of all, don't go to the refrigerated section unless you want to just pick up a couple things. All the stuff that is out on the floor in the bins does not need refrigerated. Tomatoes, cucumbers, potatoes, onions, stock up on garlic. It doesn't last forever. So everything that's out in that area, squash, butternut squash, apples, bananas, things like that. I would definitely stock up on that. That's going to be the main focus of my run, is to get my refrigerator completely packed and my counters completely packed, because right now my garden is nada. And if you don't have a garden, you're living in a city, you don't have the means to grow your own food at this point, stock up on veggies like there's no tomorrow. So another thing is I would do fats, olive oils, things like that. If you want to stay away from the seed oils, you know, pick your poison. I would get a little bit of everything. I know it's like completely taboo to get canola oil, but if you can afford it, get it. Also take a look at like some unique ones, like avocado oil, coconut oil, things like that. Coconut oil lasts quite a bit longer. And maybe even consider lard, bacon fat, things like that. They are really good to have on hand. I know, taboo again, but pick up some fats. Also, I would say get seeds. If you are around or have access to earth, get seeds. Clean them out. That's definitely what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be stocking up. I have a lot of seeds right now. I have years worth of anything that will grow in my area I am stocked up on. Plus tons of unique things. But definitely grow seeds. If you can get soil, the good thing about Walmart's, and I don't condone stealing or anything like that, but depending on the time of year, they set all their soil out in the parking lot. That's all I'm going to say. Dairy stuff, definitely. Yeah, I'm cheating with my phone. Cheeses, stuff like that. I would suggest getting hard cheeses. If you can get cheese that is completely wrapped in wax, that's going to last a lot longer. That's going to last quite a long time, actually. You have your brie cheese, stuff like that. If you don't open it, if you don't break that seal, it's going to last a while. Parmesan cheese, Romano cheese, or hard cheeses, they're going to last quite some time. If you get into your cheddars, American cheese will probably outlast the apocalypse, so stock up on some good old Kraft singles. But stay away from the softer cheese, cream cheese, cheddar, jack, the stuff that we like. You know it doesn't last very long. You're going to start getting that hairy stuff growing on it. So hard cheeses last a whole lot longer. And anything that's encased to keep the oxygen out, like a brie cheese, even those little Babels are probably going to last a long time. So something to think about. Another one I'd like to suggest, and I'm going to kind of wrap it in as a whole, but canned tomatoes. Canned tomatoes don't really last long. They're very acidic. Yes, they have liners on the inside of the cans, but they just do not last very long. So if you're not stocked up on them, which I think a lot of people are, and you're rotating through it, I'm trying to rotate through mine. But if you're not doing that stuff, you don't have a whole lot of time on your canned tomatoes. So stock up on canned tomatoes, and I said I'm going to wrap it all in together, just canned food. I think a lot of people are going to be hitting the canned food section. But if you gotta come in, start throwing some elbows to get yourself some peas and some Campbell's Chunky Soup, you gotta do what you gotta do. If you want to worry about toilet paper and all that kind of stuff, knock yourself out. I'm stocked up for over a year. I am not going to be worried about it. If I got to wipe my butt with a paper towel, a kitchen towel, my hand, I don't care. I can live. I can get through that as long as I can wash my hands. Actually, that's probably not going to be too healthy in any way, but I got to do what I got to do. We have leaves. I'll grab a handful of oak leaves. Maybe not poisonous oak, but something. Hey, if you want to get TP, paper towels, hand sanitizer, and all the good pandemic good stuff that ran off the shelves then, go ahead and do it. But I want to encourage people not to necessarily just do what people say online. Everybody, I don't know anybody that's saying, yes, go out and join the panic shopping when shit hits the fan. Yeah, I'm going to say that because that's what I'm going to do. So I like to tell people suggestions of things that I'm doing that maybe you might think about a little bit different. I know just about everybody though is saying don't go out in the crowds, it's going to be dangerous, all this stuff. Well, I've been out at Black Friday, I go out, I love Christmas shopping. During the Christmas rush, I don't mind the crowds, but if it comes down to extending my survival, extending my happiness when things go south, I'll deal with it. I don't care. Am I going to be strapped? Hell yes, I'm going to be strapped. And I'm going to have even more backup protection with me that will not be on me. But I will go in prepared. I will go in with a mindset to keep my head on a swivel. I will be paying attention to everything, and I will also be reading my list off to get everything that I need to get in the cart ASAP and get the heck out of there. But I am going to do it. So regardless of what everybody else says, I'm going to go against the grain on this one and say maybe you should think about going out and putting together a last minute prep item, last minute essentials that you might need when shit is hitting the fan. Yes, it's good to be prepared ahead of time, but there's going to be things you forget. There's going to be things that do not last very long. A hurricane's a couple days. This might be, well, years. So hopefully it gave you something to think about. It's just what I'm doing. I figured I'd share it with you. So I appreciate you watching. Again, hit that like button or subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I would appreciate that. Any sort of support for the channel is awesome. I will leave it that. I will leave it with that if I could talk. And I guess that's it. Till next time, peace.